D&D coming?
Oh my God, what? Who told us we have a show tonight?
That was a little faster than I thought.
Urban legends.
Urban legends.
Is as possible, is as close as we get today, but it's just made up stuff. It's fun to believe.
And then all of a sudden we just start hearing Blue Whale Challenge.
Kiss was the iron fist of truth to Sean Cassidy's bubblegum pop crap.
For a while there, we had a lot of people asking questions, and we weren't prepared.
There's a guy in Russia that's been arrested, and he was apparently online and extolling people, encouraging people, and trying to coerce people to kill themselves.
I did actually manage to find an online article about, talking about how at one point people really believed or were concerned about the link between Dungeons & Dragons and youth suicide.
One of the reasons that urban legends are so popular is that we are evolutionarily driven to attend to stories that could either save our lives, the lives of other people, or help us procreate.
It's joiners acquired capability all over the place, right?
The American Association of Suicidology studied the connection between Dungeons & Dragons and suicide and found no relationship between Dungeons & Dragons and suicide.
You want to learn more about what everyone's talking about, but you don't want to, perpetuate a hoax.
Simplifying causes to suicide is just not, it's not good suicidology. It's not a good way to understand what's happening.
Maybe don't look up the game itself, but maybe look into ways that they can speak with their kids about social media use and suicide.
People were dying by suicide before Dungeons & Dragons or before the Blue Whale Challenge.
When you don't understand what causes something, we come up with all kinds of explanations on why things happen.
I mean, there is a kernel of truth, the idea being that you could do something irresponsible and take someone who is vulnerable and coach them into some acquired capability.
Well, in all of horror genre, compromised morality is the chief cause of death.
So we don't understand suicide. So what if we had some clear good guys and bad guys?
I mean, we've done a really good job telling people bullying is bad, so much so that there's this weird public narrative, and these urban legends are kind of like that.
Because we wanted to control the narrative in an effective way that was helpful to people and gave them something that they could then do and take from that.
That a better community for suicide prevention focuses on evidence.
What's effective and what's attractive or compelling are often completely different things.
And I think people are telling these spooky stories because in some ways that's, people tell spooky stories to cope, right?
Louis Brandeis said sunshine is the best medicine.
The most protective type of media out there is media that talks about people who had thoughts about suicide and got through it. And this is what they did.
Go out there, talk about suicide with somebody that hasn't heard about it. And then don't make it weird, okay, guys? Just do that this week. That'd be a good thing for suicide.
Or do.
So we have these two opposing things. We know that talking about suicide openly and honestly is probably protective. And we've got this other thing but if you talk about it the wrong way, people die. And that is not true.